Thanks for being here. I'm Nichelle Medina. That breaking news across the nation. No Kings protests are underway, including right here in San Diego. We have live crews from the North County to downtown this morning. We are also covering a major event in the North County. Camp Pendleton welcoming the Vice President and Defense Secretary as they mark 250 years of the Marine Corps. We're going to have that part of our coverage in just a moment, but first, locally, there are at least 16 local No Kings protests spanning across the county from Borrego Springs to downtown. We have a live look right now from Sky Ranger 7 over the downtown rally, which is expected to be the largest of those rallies. Things got underway at 10 o'clock. They started with a few speakers talking to the crowd. You can see the crowd now. Those speakers have wrapped up their comments. They are getting ready to march. This is expected again to be the largest protest in the county. We had a very large one back in June. And while there are no official numbers of exactly how many people are out there this morning, it does look like a very big crowd. At Waterfront Park, that crowd again is growing. Let's turn things now to our political reporter, Joey Safchik. She's been out there throughout the morning. Joey, what are people saying?
Nichelle, your timing could not be better. The crowd is just beginning their march this way, and like you said, it is a massive showing. We don't want to guesstimate, that's not our place, but just for context, this march back in June during the first round of No Kings brought some 70,000 plus people downtown, and that might actually be a conservative estimate because there are several downtown marches that merged, so there may have been more than 70,000 people back in June, and event organizers think that this march today is going to actually supersede that. You can see how many people here. They're lined up down these blocks too, as far as the eye can see, but most of them are here behind this banner marching. And I want to talk to you about the tenor here today, the atmosphere. We've been speaking to people all morning. They're really jubilant. We've heard over and over again, happy protesting. And that might sound like an oxymoron, but people say that they are here to celebrate one another and exercise their constitutional right to march. And we actually spoke to Representative Scott Peters. He's not here speaking today. He is here marching, joining his constituency, and he says this is really a moment for the people to stand up for what they believe in. And even though they're talking about some really heavy, serious, seen lots of those big inflatable costumes, which are meant to de-escalate or deflate tensions, and people here are really peaceful. They don't want any trouble, no rabble-rousers. They just want to show that they're here in support of democracy. They are worried about the degradation of some of these institutions that are supposed to uphold democracy. So they say really now that is their responsibility. There is Councilmember Shawnila Rivera waving at us. Again, we have these elected officials who are just here marching because they want to center the voices of the people. So we'll let you hear from Representative Scott Peters in one moment, and also from a grandmother who is here on this beautiful San Diego day because she says she needs to fight for what she believes in the name of her grandchildren. Take a listen.
We're going to fight for this country. It's been around 250 years, and it's still the greatest democracy in the history of the world, but only if we fight for it. No one's entitled to it.
Never thought that it would ever get like this. Never. I just thought our democracy was too strong. I never thought one person would be able to build such a cult to do this, and that they let him get away with anything.
Again, I'm not sure if a camera can adequately convey how large this crowd is, but look around me here. You can see it for yourself. Like I said, people really hoping to bring some levity here with these costumes, with their signs. And while they are saying no Kings, they are absolutely saying yes to Prop 50. This has become a big canvassing event for that special election on redistricting. We have heard so many people thank you, stay safe. We have heard so many people say that they are here hoping to encourage their fellow citizens to vote yes in favor of Prop 50. Of course, a lot of people we've spoken to who are out here today have already cast their vote. That special election is on November 4th. We will be here. We've been here all morning. We will continue until this march concludes. But for now, we will send it back to you, Nichelle.
And Joey, that we had a chopper shot of the crowd, and and you were guesstimating that right now you're thinking it's something like 70,000 people in the downtown area. I have to ask you, does anything feel different about this particular protest compared to the last one, especially since we're in the middle of this government shutdown?
That is a great question. We don't have a guesstimate yet. We're waiting to hear that number from the officials. That 70,000 number came from the last downtown march during the first round of No Kings back in June. But again, the event organizers expect this event to be even bigger. There are a couple downtown marches that are merging today, so we'll wait to see when we get those official numbers, but there are a lot of people here. And yes, I've asked them, do the stakes feel higher now than they did back in the spring? And the answer has unanimously been yes. People say because of the deployment of federal agents in the military in big cities, in democratic-leaning cities, and of course because of the ICE enforcement, they feel like they have absolutely no choice. There was not an option to go to the beach today. They feel like they have to be here standing in unity and solidarity and showing that they push back, they want to create headwinds for this administration, not just by marching today on the streets, but of course, like I said, also by voting on November 4th.
And Joey, in terms of a police presence, what have you seen while you've been there? Is there a heavy police presence? I know these protesters have said that they have every intention of keeping things peaceful.
Yes, the protesters have articulated that time and time again. There is absolutely a heavy police presence here today. We spoke to San Diego police yesterday. They said any agitators would be held fully accountable, but they weren't expecting any trouble. We haven't seen any trouble. Before the march began, we saw the police working hard with event organizers by their side to ensure that this crowd was orderly, and people seem to be taking their directives very seriously.
You know, I know you've been talking with a lot of those protesters who are out there right now, and you know, they are going ahead and protesting and raising their voices to a lot of the Trump administration's policies. What do they want to accomplish? Because at this point, do they really feel these protests are going to propel some change in any of this? Like, what is their goal?
That's a great question. The folks I've spoken to say no, they're not expecting the president to look at this and suddenly have a change of heart or change his policies. But they feel like it's important to show their fellow citizens that they are out here, that they are taking a stand, and of course that they are exercising their constitutional right. Like I said, a lot of people feel like the institutions, the checks and balances in Congress, the judiciary, are not doing what they're supposed to do. So they feel like that power falls to the people to stand up and say, no, we will not stand for this. But of course they say it's going to the ballot box that will actually make a tangible difference in terms of policy. And of course what they really want is to win back the House in the midterm elections next year, and they feel that's only possible if they pass Prop 50.
All right, Joey.
I know I keep bringing up Prop 50, but that is what we're hearing today over and over again. I'm so sorry to cut you off, Michelle, but we keep hearing people say this is really a great canvassing effort for Prop 50.
All right.
And that's different from the last march.
And if you can you walk us through right now what the route is, where these protesters are headed, and what happens next from here?
Absolutely. So it's a couple block radius. It's the same route that they took during the first No Kings protest and actually during the smaller Labor Day No Kings protest. So they're going to walk down this way. They're going to make a left on Seaport. They're going to go a few blocks around. They'll be near City Hall, of course, and then they'll come back around to Waterfront Park right in front of the county administration building there. And like I said, it was jam-packed before the march began. We were shoulder to shoulder with folks. So we don't know. But again, I can tell you it is.
All right, Joey, we're going to let you collect some more information, check back in with you, but so far, so good. Things are quiet, things are peaceful, people just making their voices heard. All right, Joey Safchik reporting live. Thanks so much. We want to give you